Hey folks, JD here, and if you remember a little while back we had a little look at this. This is the Canon EOS 4000D, and I'd replaced my Nikon. I decided to do away with Nikon and go and switch over to Canon. Now I've been running this for the past couple of weeks. I wanted to give you my impressions after using it for a couple of weeks, so if you are in the line for either upgrading from a bridge camera onto a DSLR, or if you did want to just get a spare DSLR or a DSLR for your children who are starting out in photography, and if you didn't want to pay that much and if you wanted to come in at sort of like an entry level camera, then I want to just give you my thoughts on this. It's not going to be too long. I have also got another camera I'm going to be bringing in halfway through this video as well. So here is the EOS 4000D. Now I wanted this primarily for photos, but I was also going to use it for video. Right, let's start off with the photo side. So the photo side, the photos of this look absolutely brilliant. They are very, very high quality. They're 18 megapixel. At the end of the day, you've got quite a nice little sensor in here, quite a nice little lens. This is your standard 18 by 55, and it's okay. You know, it's entry level. It gets you exactly what you need, and photos that look a lot like this. Now that's enough for anybody to start off with if you were doing a semi-professional photography. Even if you were to do a friend's wedding or something like that, I reckon this camera would be good. Now there are a couple of things to note about this, and here are two things that really annoy me. Now I'm a viewfinder sort of guy, I'm not a screen sort of guy. I prefer, because I had the old SLRs when they were still film, I still prefer to look through a viewfinder than I do through the back of at the back of a little TFT screen. So using the viewfinder, what you're going to find on this particular camera is the viewfinder is very snappy, and you don't have any issues. When you pull the trigger to take a photo, it takes a photo within a couple of within a fraction of a couple of seconds. Let me show you. So let's turn this on. Let's put this on to, there we are. Let's put this on to standard. There we are. Where are we? There we go. Intelligent audio, intelligent auto, right? So if I then, there we are, going to take a photo, and then there we are, you'll see it's pretty quick, right? You haven't got any problem. This is just standard on viewfinder mode. So you look through it and then take a photo. It's pretty instant once it's zoomed in. If you were to switch and to look directly at the back, then you've got a bit of a lag. See? Now that is obviously your autofocus, that's everything coming into frame, that is making sure that you've got enough light levels and making sure that the photo that you're going to take is the best quality. But as you can see, it's not the fastest. Now if I just switch again and show you again, just work through the viewfinder, there we go. Because obviously, even though your autofocus works with the viewfinder, you have also got manual focus as well, which you can use. You can use it in both modes, but obviously if you were using it using the back of the, there we are, using the back of the display, it does take a couple of extra seconds, which is not necessarily good. If you want to burst shot one after each other, then you can quite literally just, you know, take however many photos you want to. You have also got a burst shot setting on this as well, which I've used a couple of times, which is pretty good. But I do prefer to use the viewfinder setting. It is a lot quicker, and I firmly believe it gives you the best results, because I think looking through here, you're going to see the picture as a better representation than on the back here. Because if you're looking at the back here, you're going to have sun, which is going to bleed over the top of the screen. It's going to be a little bit distorted. You're not going to see it exactly as you are going to see it when you blow it up on a computer screen. Now you've got a better chance, I believe, of looking through the viewfinder and seeing an actual representation of what you're going to have through there. So that's one thing. It's not too much of a big deal. I mean, it's just one thing that you may want to be aware of, that it is quite slow with this particular lens. Now this is the bog standard 18 by 55 lens it comes with. You can obviously replace it because it's a DSLR. So you can just push the button down, twist to unlock and pull, and the lens comes off. Now you can buy other EFS lenses for this particular camera, and they're going to be a lot quicker, a lot better quality, because this whole setup here is quite literally your basic bog standard beginner setup. Now, one other thing to note, if you want it for video, that was another reason I wanted it. I've recorded quite a few videos on this, and I actually like it, but one thing to note, it's very slow, and it's very noisy. So if you are going to record some video, so let's put this on, let's put it on, click all the way back, there we go, put it onto video, and then as soon as you click record, which is over, let me see, look at the back end of a camera, can't see it there. So once you record, then obviously everything's recording, no problem at all, but if you have got autofocus on, it does take a while, quite a while indeed, for you to autofocus. And not only that, you're going to hear the lens inside ticking away as it autofocuses, and that comes through on the video. So I would not recommend this for video at all. I think this is most definitely, even though it is capable of recording full 1080 full HD video, I still do not recommend this for video. It is better of a still camera with this particular lens. If you change the lens, then obviously if you get a nicer lens which is a lot quieter, then you can pick up where you left off with the video and you're not going to have that issue. But straight out the box, this is what we're talking about, just straight out the box, I don't recommend that for video. So that is the 4000D, a lovely camera. I've used it a lot. In the description you'll find a link to Alamy. You can have a look at some of my photos I've taken on this. I've also got some photos I took on my Nikon as well. That's not the whole extended list of photos. It's just a few, just so you can see a couple of examples there to see exactly what this output's like. None of them have been touched up. It is exactly as you see directly off this camera. So that's the 4000D. But also, I have been very, very lucky. A friend of mine in work and fellow colleague decided that he'd had enough of this particular camera, the Canon EOS M, and he gave it to me. I offered to buy it off him and he said no, you can just have it. So I was ecstatic at that. Now, here is the EOS M. It is a lovely little camera. It's 7 years old, but it doesn't, do you know what, the technology that's built in this, it does not feel as aged as 7 years. It really does not. Now bear in mind, the 4000D, this particular model was built in 2019 and it's non-touchscreen, it's very, very basic. This is 7 years old, it's full HD, full touchscreen on the back. You've got three particular modes. You've got intelligent auto, you've got standard photo, and you've got video as well. Now obviously there's no SD card, so I can't go taking photos, but the touchscreen, as you can see, the touchscreen works fantastically. And likewise again, when you get into the menu, you've got full touchscreen, and it's properly capacitive as well. So you haven't got to really hammer on it. Just push ever so gently, and that'll give you the options that you want, which is absolutely brilliant. You've got a couple of it. You've got your standard options wheel down here as well. I'm not going to go into this in too much detail because I'm sure if you're watching this, you know a lot about this particular camera. One thing I will say though is the photos from this are absolutely mind-blowing. Now today I went out, I took a load of photos with this prime lens just on here. This is a standard lens you get with it, 22mm. And it's a lovely, lovely little lens. It still means that the camera is nice and compact. It isn't too heavy. It's nice and balanced with this 22mm on it as well. And you can get quite nice shots like these. Now it did come with another lens as well. Let me just turn this off. So the overall experience you can have with this camera, now it is pretty good. You are going to find with the EOS M, I've been having a little look, and there's not that many lenses that were made for this. It seemed as if this was a bit of a flash in the pan, the first model. It came out, Canon went, oh, this is going to be brilliant, let's make loads of lenses. I think they ended up making 6 or 7 and then pretty much stopped it. But you can get an adapter. which just bolts into the back here, which means you can put on your other lenses, like the lens from the 4000D, even though the mount points are totally different. This is an EFM lens, this is an EFS lens. The mount points are different. With a little adaptation, you can use the ones from the 4000D on here, which is a brilliant opportunity. Now, this is the other lens it came with, standard as per the 4000D. This is your 18x55, very, very nice lens. Do you know what? I can't fault that at all. It's beautiful. It takes some really nice photos. To be perfectly honest with you, out of the 22mm or the 18x55, I'll go 22 any day. That prime is beautiful. I mean, this is good as well, but I don't know, something about this I really like. I really like the quality of photo you get from the prime. Now, as you heard me say at the first part of the video, I am a viewfinder guy. This does not have a viewfinder. How do I find it? Actually, I find it works very well, because almost the whole of the back end of the camera is your screen. That's it. And this camera is very, very quick. If I had a card in here, I'd show you my card is currently in this camera here, which is my other Canon that I'm using, because I've totally switched over now to Canon for everything, apart from my GoPro with my action cam. But this is extremely quick to take photos. Obviously, you have the optional HDMI input as well, so you can plug it into your TV. So that in itself is very good. Output. So that is very good as well as a couple of other things it came with as well. But overall, do you know what? I'm so happy with this. This little setup I've got going here is beautiful. So every single unboxing you're going to see from now on, anything that includes this table is going to be done on the EOS, and any video I do outside is going to be done on the GoPro. But I'm literally shifting GoPro and Canon. That's it. I'm not going to be using any other cameras from now on. My run cams are going away. Everything else is going away. I'm getting rid of the lot, and I'm just going to be using Canon and GoPro. They're the two makes I want to stick with after all these years of trial and tests. I firmly believe, it's my opinion, that GoPro and Canon best suit what I do. So there we go. That's it. That's the EOS 4000D, a little bit of an update, as I said I would do. If you want to see the full video of this, me going through the unboxing and everything else, then you'll find it in the description. And this is the new one that is joining us, and this is the EOS M, and you know what, I'm so happy with it. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Chris, for this. It's a fantastic gift. I'm going to get a lot of use out of it, and no doubt you're going to hear me talking about this a lot in subsequent videos. Right then, my friends, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD. You've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and ring that bell too. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy recording.